Have you ever looked up into the sky and wondered what is there that is higher than the birds, past the clouds and further than the moon? In fact, there is a lot of fascinating objects spinning in outer space. Let's imagine for a moment that we can leave the Earth behind and explore the solar system that surrounds it. We call it the solar system because everything in it is centered around the sun, and solar is the Latin word for sun, hence the name solar system. All about the planets and our solar system, home to 8 amazing planets. Some are small and rocky, others are big and gassy, so not so hot that metal would melt on the surface, others are freezing cold. We are learning new things about our neighbouring planets all the time. We send spacecrafts to take pictures, gathering information and find out more about them. Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system. It's just a little bit bigger than Earth's moon. It is the closest planet to the sun, but it's actually not the hottest. Venus is hotter. Venus. The gas traps heat and keep Venus toasty warm. In fact, it is so hot on Venus, metals, like lead, would melt and form puddles of metal liquid. Earth, our home planet. Earth is a rocky planet which has a solid and active surface with mountains, valleys, canyons, plains, and so much more. Earth is special because it's an ocean planet with water covering over 70% of Earth's surface. Mars. Mars is a cold desert world. It is half the size of Earth. Mars is sometimes called the red planet. It is red because of the rusty iron in the ground like Earth. Mars has seasons, polar ice caps, volcano, canyons and weather. It has a very thin atmosphere made of carbon dioxide, nitrogen and argon. Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. It is similar to a star, but it never got big enough to start burning. It is covered in swirling cloud stripes. Jupiter has big storms like the Great Red Spot, which has been going for hundreds of years. Jupiter is a gassy giant and doesn't have a solid surface, but it may have solid inner core, about the size of the Earth. Jupiter also has rings, but they're very faint and difficult to see. Saturn. Saturn isn't the only planet to have rings, but it definitely has the most beautiful ones. The rings we see here are made of groups of tiny ringlets that surround Saturn. They're made of chunks of ice and rock. Like Jupiter, Saturn is mostly a ball of hydrogen and helium. When Galileo saw Saturn through a telescope in the 1600s, he wasn't sure what he was seeing at first. He thought he was looking at 3 planets, or a planet with handles. Now we know those handles turned out to be the rings of Saturn. Uranus. Uranus is made of water, methane and ammonia fluids. Above the small rocky centre, its atmosphere is made of hydrogen and helium, like Jupiter and Saturn, but it also has methane. The methane makes Uranus blue. Like Venus, Uranus rotates in the opposite direction to most other planets, and unlike any other planet, Uranus rotates on its side. Neptune. Neptune is dark, cold and very windy. It's the last of our planets in our solar system. It's more than 30 times as far from the Sun as Earth is Neptune. It's very similar to Uranus. It's made of thick soup of water, ammonium and methane over an Earth-sized solid centre. Its atmosphere is made of hydrogen, helium and methane. The methane gives Neptune the same blue colour as Uranus. Neptune has 6 rings, but they're very hard to see. I'd like to thank you for listening to my presentation. Over and out from Lily Jo Utley.